Danny, Derby Day tomorrow. It's obviously grand final day really for a lot of people in racing.
Yeah, it's obviously a bit different this year. Usually we've got people descending on the stables today from interstate to have a look at their horses and grab tickets, and there's a lot of last minute whirlwind things that goes into a normal Derby Day. But unfortunately this year we're all going to be sitting at home watching, and not going to be quite the same, but hopefully we can still get the right results with your horses.
Now let's look at the Derby. We've got 3 runners. We'll start with Young Werther. There's been a lot made of it just being his 3rd start in a race.
Yeah, look, it's obviously a bit unorthodox. The horse was probably one that we were looking to have only a light spring with, because he's a young, staying sort of horse, and generally we've kept those horses to the 1800 metre race here Cup week. But he won so well at Geelong, and he ran very well here at Flemington, and he's done well since. So he's super fit. I don't see the fitness being a problem. It's just more his inexperience that might go against him.
Now, Chet Schwayo's getting back to Flemington, where the last time he was here, he came down the outside for a beautiful win.
He's in super order. He's had a lovely preparation for the race. I don't think much went right at Caulfield. It was a stop-start tempo, but if we get a reasonable gallop there tomorrow in the Derby, he'll sit out the back like he did in the Derby trial, and he'll be very strong late in the race.
And Kenzan's obviously at a long price, but he'll stay all day?
He will, and he's done particularly well since Geelong. He worked with Young Werther here on Tuesday. I had the gear change with the blinkers on, and he worked every bit as well as the horse that's going to start favourite. So we're hoping he can give his owners a real shout in the race as well.
Now, thundering down this patch of land we're standing on now will be the Coolmore, which obviously sets up as one of the feature races of the day. We've won it before with Star Witness, Flying Award.
He's a horse that we've had to pivot on his program because he pulled up a lick sore in the Guineas Podium, but he's been great the last month. We're hoping for a real pressure race there tomorrow, which we think it will be, and he'll be off their backs and closing late, so we're definitely giving him a good each way chance.
Now, this day last year, Miami Bound was heading into the Wakefield as probably a $10 or $11 chance. Then she won that race and went on to the Oaks. Tomorrow we have Star Rail and Salto Angel.
Similar profiles. They're both coming to Flemington, have the right preparations for the Wakefield and the Oaks. They're in no worse a position than what Miami Bound was at the same time last year. We think both fillies will stay really well for us. And we're hoping they run really well in the Wakefield, and naturally enough that sets them up for Thursday.
And now we've got the Carbine Club. We've got last start impressive winner Embolism.
Lovely colt. Blinkers went on into Caulfield and he was dominant. He takes on a couple of horses that were good in the Guineas, but we've got a really good opinion of him, and I think he'll fight out the finish.
Now the TAB Stakes, Order of Command's coming back to try and go one better than last year.
He is. He was good first up. Probably 1100 was a bit sharp for him the other day, but he's got a great record down the straight, and there's no reason why he can't be in the finish.
Now Banquo's also in that race?
He is. He's freshened up from a 1400 metre race earlier in the spring, but his previous start down the straight was excellent. He's well handicapped there tomorrow to be right in the finish.
Now the last runner of our 10 for the day is From Within in the Begonia Bell, which is the last race of the day.
Correct. Didn't really show her best on soft ground, albeit she wasn't terrible there at Caulfield, but she'll rebound hard now back on top of the ground.
Now obviously we have Cup Day coming up on Tuesday. 4 runners in the race is a pretty amazing effort.
Yes, we're happy that we've got them all there, and we're happy that they're all going into the race at the top of their form and condition. So, Russian's bounced very well out of the Cox Plate. He's in great shape. Miami Bound was dominant there in the Moonee Valley Cup, and she gets to Flemington where she excels, so we're looking forward to running her. King of Leogrant's just been building nicely. He ran up to win the Geelong Cup, might have just run out of condition, but he's trained on super since he worked enormously on Tuesday morning. And Vow, we've been very happy going into the Caulfield Cup. He performed below expectation there. As much as anything, I think it was the soft ground. Now that he's a bit older, he seems to really appreciate only the good force. So he's going to get that on Tuesday. He's going to get out to 2 miles, and we know how dangerous he can be under those circumstances.
Now, talking about gang tackling a race in the Hong Kong Jockey Club Plate, the Group 3 for mares, we've got 4 runners.
Yeah, all mares that can run a race too. Fabric and Pendant, the Waikato horses have both been going well this spring, and looking to get them into the finish. Cordilla's a promising young filly that should be hard to beat. And Thousand Wishes was terrific the other day at Cranbourne, didn't get the right run, and she's very good here at 1400 metres as well.
Now, in the 1800 3-year-old race, the last couple of years we had Vow and Declare and Russian Camelot come through. We've got a horse called Grinzinger Lord going to it this year.
He's a horse we've got a really good opinion of. Lovely Tavistock. His mother won an Oaks. We've just looked after him this spring, but yeah, this has been his target all the way along, and yeah, we're hoping that he can carry on that stable tradition of the last couple of years of running well in this race.
And we have a really well-bred colt in the Maribyrnong Plate.
Traporti is a horse that we like. We ran him at Bendigo and probably didn't see him to his best on what was really heavy ground. But he's trained on really well since, and we think he's going to jump out of the ground on a good track here on Tuesday.
Now we've got one of the most consistent runners going around being of the stable recently is Plain Ciel in the Cup Day Plate.
Been very pleased with him from the moment he's turned up. He's been a real pleasure to have, and he's just so honest. Probably didn't get around Cranbourne the other day and still ran well. Back to the big track here at 1800 metres. It's a really good setup for him to run well for us.
Now rounding out our Cup Day runners, the 12th of them all is Viral in a benchmark 90.
Yeah, look, well placed. Yeah, he was good first up, probably just peaked on his runs being first up, but he's improved since, and he's on the minimum weight, should run well.
Okay, well that wraps up our runners for the first 2 days of the carnival. We'll be in touch next week. But Dan, just while I've got you, we were active at the Tattersall sale and the Acana sale in the early October.
Yeah, look, we've bought some lovely horses there in the UK and in France, selected by Jeremy Brummett, who selected Russian Camelot for us, and there's certainly still shares in those horses, and yeah, we're very excited about them getting here. They're only 2 weeks quarantine in the UK, and they'll be with us in the next couple of weeks, so they're the future, and hopefully we're talking about some of them this time next year or the year after.
If you're interested in checking those horses out that we have available, just click on the link in the email. Thanks for your time, guys, and have a good Cup week.